Hey everyone, I'm back with another gameplay video with Domain Zoo. This is the 75 I like right now for a kind of wide open, larger paper or larger online meta. This is my 75 I use for my free sideboard guide, which you can check out the link in the description. So what we have going on here is it's the typical mana base I like to play. All the usual cards. I'll say I am playing 3 Orcish Bowmasters in the flex slots. That's primarily because there are so many Up the Beanstalk decks that Bowmasters is just like so good against them that I like it in the flex slot right now. I would say if the Beanstalk decks go away or fall off a lot, then I would go back to Preordain. But right now I really like Bowmaster because just it helps to fix those bean matchups, which can be tricky otherwise. I do play 4 Nishoba Brawler. I like that over the 4th Bowmaster just because it enables our plan A. So, sometimes you're up against decks like Cascade Dextron. There's just a lot of decks where Bowmasters isn't very good, but like your Nishoba Brawler beatdown plan is good. So I like to just have that maximum consistency. Also, you have, 12 cards that turn on Stubby D, so it makes Stubby D much more consistent, the more cards you have. So that's why I like the 4th Nishoba Brawler over the 4th Bowmaster in my list, because sometimes you'll open up a hand with like 2 Bowmasters and it's like a little clunky because you don't really want to apply pressure, but the Bowmasters don't really apply that much pressure unless it's in a matchup where they can just grow huge. But in a normal matchup, like you might end up not being able to win the game fast enough with too many Bowmasters. So that's why I like 3. And then in my sideboard, I'm still on 2 Chain to the Rocks. I really like that for Scam and for Murktide and kind of like matchups where you need more removal. I have 1 Celestial Purge. I like this versus Scam. I do like this over Veil of Summer, just because I like that this will get you back into a game when you're down as like a top deck or like your opponent's ahead. Whereas like Veil of Summer is very good, but kind of better when you're on the play already and when you have pressure on board. So that's why I like Purge a little better than Veil of Summer. Where I have 1 Reprieve. This is kind of good against Tron, Omnath, Amulet Titan, like any of these big mana decks. A lot of the Beanstalk deck, if they're not playing the Cascade Bean version, then Reprieve can be very good too. So that's why I like 1 of Reprieve. You could go up to 2, depending on what you're expecting in your meta. If you're expecting a lot of those kind of like big mana combo decks, then like 2 can be good too. It's a very good card. Rest in Peace, we got 2 of them. I do still play this. That's because in paper metas, I see a lot of Murktide still. And I think Rest in Peace is like the best graveyard hate card against Murktide, because it'll shut off their Delirium Throw and Holy Heat, and it will stop their win con from, as in casting Murktide. So I think it's just so good. I think you could have Unlicensed Hearse here if maybe you're in a meta that we're expecting not as much stuff. I do like to have some graveyard hate though, because they're just, you never know where you're going to run into, and sometimes people will be running reanimator strategies or dredge or like all kinds of crazy stuff where you want some kind of graveyard hate. 2 Flusterstorms, that's primarily for a Cascade, but can also come in again in other kind of like combo matchups. 2 Natural State, I do like this for your artifact and enchantment hate. I like that's 1 mana specifically against Amulet Titan. It's also good against Hammer Time. Like, 1 mana kill a hammer is pretty good, but really against Amulet Titan, you need to kill that hammer, or sorry, kill that amulet in the early game to not get totally blown out. So that's why I like it for 1 mana to kill that. Tear Asunder, I like Tear Asunder a lot right now in the meta. It's just very versatile. It's really good against One Ring. It's very good against Leyline Binding. Those are both very common cards in the meta. It's also 4 mana. You can exile any permanent. So, 4 mana, exile Elish Norn, exile Omnath, exile Murktide, Brief Fury, whatever, and late in the game, it can be very relevant. I also like that it's, just good. Like I said, so versatile, can just come in whenever you want that extra artifact and enchantment hate. And then I have, also good against Blood Moon. 2 Hidetsugu Consumes All. That's going to be your sweeper. I like that a lot for Hammer Time. It's, it's a blowout card against Hammer Time. It's also good against Rhinos, Food Decks, Prowess, things like that, where your opponent's kind of going wider and you want to, clean up their board. And then we've got our 1 of Jegantha. I still love Jegantha as the companion. I think it just gives this deck so much grind power. So that's the 75 I'm rolling with. I'm going to play through a 4-round prelim today, just see how we're doing, and then I'll let you know what I think of the list afterwards. But if you like this kind of content, you can subscribe. You can check out my free sideboard guide, and I'll see you guys for round 1. Okay, so we're here in game 1. Started the clock a little late. It looks like I'm against, I thought I was against Rhinos, but now Spara headquarters. It might just be, some kind of Omnath list. We'll see, or maybe just blue-white control. Okay, let's see what he jams here. Okay, nothing. Cool. So we know it's not Beanstalk. Could be holding up Counterspell. Can jam a something into a counterspell, which is probably what I'm going to do. The other option to try to play around counterspell is to play a Bowmaster. The problem with that, though, is I don't get a 2-mana threat on board, so I think I'm just attacking and then jamming into a counterspell. Could have Dress Down. Maybe that's a reason to play Brawler. I'll play the worst threat into counterspell, but maybe with 2 Kavus, I shouldn't care too much. Okay. And I'm not entirely sure what my opponent's on. Spar's Headquarters, Xander's Lounge. Again, I'm expecting a binding here. Sure. Guessing it's just an Omnath list. Would like to draw a fetch land. Oh, he binds Nacatl. Must be a misclick. Unless he has Bolt. No, I think that's got to be an error. Still don't agree with that, but I guess he doesn't want me to be able to double spell. Fine. Okay. We could Bolt Teferi. I don't think I care about it, though. We could also ping Teferi. I think we're just going to jam Kavu, Triome, last turn. We can potentially ping plus Bolt Omnath if he goes for Omnath here. That could have been a reason to kill the Teferi. And no Omnath. Second Teferi, sure. If he wants to set up for an Omnath here, we might just go. So we have a few options here. I think we could just go double Kavu. Although I'm thinking he's going to play an Omnath. So I'd rather just go basic Forest, hold up Binding or Bowmaster. That's what we're going to do here. Oh, I guess I can't do that with all the mana, right? So we want to hold up Binding for Omnath then. So we want to ping. We could play. Maybe we just don't care about that. If he plays an Omnath, we accept it because we have Bowmaster. Yeah, let's do that. I'm expecting him to jam either Ring or something else. Although maybe with what's in hand, I should just keep, trying to do things. He could have something like a board wipe, but that's still fine. I have a lot of threats in hand. Again, I'm not sure if that was a correct line. I didn't have a great way. Like, I could have just played Bowmaster and then held up Binding, but I think I need to apply more pressure than that. Yep. And we kind of saw this coming. Maybe we could have sequenced better and just held up and just Bowmaster ping plus Bolt. Maybe that was a better move. We got a lot of bindings, so start off with binding Omnath. Okay. Binding Omnath. He wants to trade his Solitude for something? Sure. It's got 2 cards in hand. Doesn't want to trade Solitude? Sure. Play Brawler. Next turn, we can potentially bolt Solitude. So if he doesn't have another binding. Or another 4th Teferi. Yep, sure. I have to think about my sequencing in this game, if I liked what I did or no. Question is, do I want to play this land or not? Probably not. Probably loot it to Kavu. If my Kavu lives. Hope he runs out of things, which looks like he may have a 3rd Teferi in his top 10. Pretty brutal. Thinking about how he's going to tap here. Oh, so he was just being Cascade this whole time. He just had a terrible draw. Okay. Sorry, let's see what he revealed. What a weird game, huh? So he's the Bring to Light version. Okay. So we're probably going to want Reprieve, maybe. Reprieve's not great against Beanstalk because he still draws because of it. I think he's going to draw another card. Yeah, let's ping Solitude here. I'm just going to bolt Solitude to stop him from gaining life. Hard cast Force Negation, be my guest. Okay, Trouble Flame's interesting. Did not expect that, but okay. Guys still attack there. Do we hold on to the Tribal Flames, or do we just use it now? Can we hold on in case he gets another Omnath? Oh, I should have gone Jegantha there. That was a mistake. Yeah, should have gone Jegantha. Fourth Solitude. Sure. I think it's his 4th Solitude, maybe only his 3rd. Pretty good in your top 15. I would probably just Tribal Flames that. Interesting. I think we still do this. That's at 6. Bring to Light. 2-turn clock. Yeah, I should have Jegantha in hand. Has a lot of cards in hand, annoyingly. Okay, Ardent Plea. Get another Beanstalk. But I don't know if they have a whole lot to do with it. Like, unless they have literally another binding in their hand that they have to draw, it'd be bad. But it is what it is. I can't really deal with it at this point. All right, there we go. We got there. So it turns out, it's kind of weird game. I still think I like that attack with the Kavu. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that, but I think I had to just be aggressive. I didn't expect him to block like that, but it was fine. Okay, so I notably didn't really like tweak this deck for specifically for the Cascade matchup, Cascade Bean, because I just didn't think this matchup would. This is primarily kind of like my paper 75, so we don't have a whole lot for this matchup. He's playing Bring to Light, so Fluster might be worth it just for that, because he's on that kind of like Bring to Light Bean version. But other than that, you have Tear Asunder, which you could use, although it's not amazing. So I don't know that I actually would cut. I actually want to do anything differently here. Let me see. Look at my sideboard guide here. See what I normally cut against Omnath to bring in. So we could bring. He's not playing Ring, so that's why I'm hesitant to bring in a whole lot of different things. It says 2 Bolt, 1 Tribal Flames. He does play creatures in this deck, particularly Solitude. So there's that. You could also say Tear Asunder is good for binding, which might be true. So maybe we do just bring in the 2 Tear Asunders and maybe like 1 Fluster in like Bring to Light version. And Tear Asunders, obviously you could say it hit Bean, but it also hits, I could exile Omnath. It could do a few things. And then what do I want less of? I think Bolt could be trimmed. He's also playing Bolt himself. No, he's not playing Bolt in his deck. He's playing Fire. 1 Bolt, 1 Tribal Flames. Maybe we don't need Fluster. Maybe Fluster is just like a trap card because he might not have that many copies of Bring to Light. Reprieve could be good, but probably not. Normally I'd play this against the deck, but like it's awkward with Beanstalk to Reprieve, I think. So I think it's correct to not bring it in, but I could be wrong. Really nice to win game 1. I mean, I think we keep because Bowmaster is so good in this matchup. I think we just have to keep this. Okay, put them all against a 5, so that's good for me. I'm not sure exactly what they would be looking for. Just like a usable hand. Land go. Okay, what does that change? So that allows me to fetch Triome turn 1. So I just have to think of what I want to get turn 2. So it's kind of awkward because we have green and white. So why don't we use our set? It would be unusual for us to do this because normally you want to say like, oh, I want to have Overgrown Tomb, but we're going to get a Triome turn 1. So let's just play this. Jegantha's Bean. He doesn't have green mana yet. So probably Teferi's coming next. Okay, so do we want... what do we want? Do we want a blue source? Yeah, sure. Let's get Zagoth and Sacred Foundry. That's a lot of white sources, though. It's 3 white sources if we do that. But it's going to be 3 white sources no matter what. So maybe we do Savai to get double red, because that can be more important, especially with our hand. We can't really get double red unless we decide we're going to go not play Kavu because of something like what we could do is not play Kavu and just go red, white, black, green, white, and then the following turn. I don't think we need to overthink this too much. Okay, well, there's that. So what do we want to do here? We could jam Scion of Draco. He plays Teferi. I ping Teferi. He could play... playing Scion is bad into specifically if he just goes Beanstalk. With this in hand, we could get another red source. Like red-blue. He's going to know what I'm doing, I think. But I think this is right. It's hard to say. Like, I think it could be right to play Kavu. But I also think he's likely to play a Teferi on turn 3. Now, maybe his hand is bad, so I should just jam Kavu anyway into his potentially bad hand, or jam Scion. I think there's an argument to that. Because now it probably looks pretty obvious I have Bowmaster. Sure. We'll just start jamming Kavus here. It's bad into Prismatic Ending, but he has to use the mana next turn, so... Yeah, so you really wanted that dead, which is fine. Now you could argue to play Kavu first, but like he can try to go Bloodbraid Elf next turn, but I just don't think he's gonna get him very far. But maybe that was a reason to just play Kavu. Yeah, so he's clearly got Omnath in hand. Okay, I think we just want to get rid of the fetch land at this point. You could play Endurance. Would be a reason not to attack with Orc. I guess he's not blocking Kavu that way, so I don't care. Oh, I have white lifelink, so I should have probably played Scion first. Actually, I don't think I'm going to play anything because I think I'm going to kill Omnath. Okay. We have Leyline Binding now. So potentially we could have him play Omnath. We play Binding. I mean, he's so far behind that I actually like that. So I think what we do here is just play Scion of Draco or play second Kavu. Play second Kavu. The Scion can give trample the following turn and then try Binding. He's at 9 life. Do I need to hold up Tear Asunder? Maybe. This is a question of like whether that was worth it to do, because obviously I could exile Omnath in response to him playing it. Yeah, it's Omnath. He doesn't have Omnath. He could just go Bring to Light, I suppose, but what do you maybe bring to Light for Verdict, which doesn't put me in a terrible position. Docks to 6, very close to dying. Bring to Light for Verdict, probably. Sure. I still think my line was fine. Maybe I didn't need to play the second Kavu. Sure. What's that? It's dead to a lot of things. Yeah, so maybe I didn't need to play the second Kavu because I could have played around Bring to Light Vert, but he just loses if I've stubbed there. Now he's done nothing and has to rebuild. So he's got Solitude. Just bricking on draws. Play this. 1, 2, 3. And he's shown no Omnath. Won't him gain life. The reason I'm doing this. think it's the correct play. Actually, a second Solitude or Binding. What do I need here? Your red sources. I have everything. You could argue to keep the Triome in here to cycle at this point in the game. Get something like this. That's very powerful. I think I'm gonna shock here because I want all my mana. So let's get red, white, green, blue. Red, white again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope he doesn't have another Solitude. If his plan is to bind, then I can Tear Asunder or stub it. Hope he just has nothing. He has nothing. Maybe he still has nothing. And you drew another Solitude. He's Sag. Seiju would be bad. I don't think that's what he's paying for, though. Once at 1, let's see, what could he get that would be a reason to... I think we just have to play Kavu. Obviously, if he gets another verdict, he gets another verdict. But I think that's his only way out at this point. Now, you could argue the reason to not just play... not just do that is if he has... I don't know, I think I just play it. I can hold up everything now. I have Tear Asunder Exile too, so I think I just live with it. Seiju would be bad, I guess. It doesn't exactly save him. Okay, this doesn't save him either. He needs to find a Solitude here. That'd be the worst. Actually, he doesn't have lands mana for a Solitude. You'd have to have basic plus Solitude. Binding. Okay. Why didn't he bind my... Seems like he should have binded my binding to get his Solitude back, and then Solitude Kavu. It would have been the same end state, right? He would have... Yeah, seems like a misplay, right? He would have had then Solitude plus Shardless. But anyway, we got there. So, again, we didn't really have specific cards for the... I guess this shows that Tear Asunder is still good just to hit a binding and like late game, as it seems like these games go longer. Obviously, my opponent's draw wasn't very good. I don't know. He must have just been relying on me to overcommit, but it still seems kind of weak because, like, if I had just Stubby D, then... And maybe that's a reason to bring in Fluster, just to stop Ring Delight, if that's going to be what he relies on, but same type's kind of narrow, you know? So, but if I have Stub, then he just loses there. Like, you could say I overcommitted because I knew he was a Bring Delight deck, so I'll Bring Delight to Verdict, but I don't know. I still think it was fine. I had other threats in hand, you know? Played it. I think I'm happy with how I played it. Maybe there were a few suboptimal lines, I'm not sure, but I think overall it went fine. Obviously, you know, I won both games, so my opponent's draws weren't very good, but also I just think this deck is like my opinion of the Cascade Bean deck is it can be very inconsistent. Like sometimes, you know, it goes off and you're just like, man, this is amazing. And then sometimes you have games like these two where it was like my opponent just did nothing for the first 3 turns, and then they what did they kill a Bowmaster because they were so afraid of Bowmaster, and then they'd use Dismember on Bowmaster instead of using it on my huge like 5/5 creatures. So, you know, I guess it's just I saw Bowmaster, and that ended up being the difference. All right, I'll see you guys for round 2. Okay, starting off with round 2. I think this is a mulligan. I have a lot of lands. I don't really have a great pressure. Like Bowmaster is 1 threat, and I think I can do better than this. Go get the 1 lander. I think I'm going to go to 5 here. Again, I think that's too weak of a 7 to keep. Obviously, like if I go to 4, I'm going to look like an idiot, but at the same time, I just think you have to, with this deck, you kind of want to mulligan aggressively, like, 4 lands, no big creature, like that's tough sell. Okay, this is better. So keep this. Let's bottom Breeding Pool and Ragavan. See, my opponent plays Blood Crypt. Let's see if they scam me. Okay, they played their own Ragavan. Okay, so let's just go red-white, and then go from there. We're going to Sacred Foundry, play a Ragavan. This allows us to set up to play Binding next turn. If they just ping me with Bowmaster or whatever, then we can bind the Ragavan next turn and then play Scion the following turn. Obviously, I would have liked to be on the play in this situation, but it is what it is. Okay, so we know he has no Bowmaster in hand. He might not even have a second land. He did mulligan here to... It's a Kavu, which he can cast. He mulliganed to 6, so he should have a second land here. He's going to Thought Seize away, probably the Scion, I would guess. Interesting. So he has no second land, so I'm confused what he would have kept. But this is a tough decision. He takes the Binding, which means he probably has Terminate in hand. Or Fury. If he has Fury, we're going to go ahead and... Okay. So let's just go green-blue here. He obviously doesn't know about the Kavu. But he's going to find out about it, but let's just hope he doesn't have another removal spell. Kind of weird to keep a 1-lander. I don't know what else is in his hand. Mulligan to 6, 1-lander with Ragavan, Thought Seize, and who knows what else. Unless he's like, wait, he was like 1 card away from like Scam Fury or Scam Grief. He has Fury. Yep. Okay, so he exiles Fable and the Mirror Breaker. Again, I think he's choked on lands here. Two cards in hand. Okay, exiles the Steam Vents. I'm fine with that. Dothy. Okay. Again, it's just gonna be hard to win this at this point because like Dothy's gonna be a problem. Play over every point of life might matter. So let's play Overgrown Tomb tapped. And then let's play Scion. Can't do anything about Dothy right now, but I can at least stop Ragavan from attacking. But I need a removal spell for that Dothy. Let's hope he just doesn't go like land terminate here. Okay. It'll be hard to win this race without a removal spell. Okay. My monkey has first strike. Probably a good reason to dash it. Let's keep that black mana available because of hitting his deck. I think we have to attack here. We don't win this game by not attacking, so... Thinking about this one. Decides not to block, so let's get a removal spell, please. Do not get anything. Go to 6 with Jegantha. I'm dead to Bowmaster Ping. He doesn't have Bowmaster right now. Take 5. I don't think it's likely I'm going to be able to play Bowmaster. I'm trying to think if there'd be a reason for me to play this land at all. I don't think so. Or, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to die to Bowmaster. I don't want to... My outs are not a lot of them, but... Maybe I do play the land, and I just think grabbing Jegantha here is not going to do it. I need to deal with Dauthi no matter what. I could have, I guess, played Ragavan and then just attack with Scion, but, like, again, I don't think I'm getting anywhere. Just giving him more time to draw answers. Yep. GG. Okay, so I think I'm fine with my lines that game. I think you could argue to not attack with Ragavan, put Jegantha to hand. Maybe I'm still taking 3 from Dauthi and only doing 4 to him, so it's going to be hard to win that race. But, you know, he did kill me with that, so maybe that was the better play. I think I had a two-turn clock with Dauthi. I'd have to look if it was... I think I just had to hope to top deck off his deck of Terminate, Fatal Push, something to deal with the Dauthi. So I think that was worth the risk. Okay, well, we're against Scam, so... we can consult the sideboard guide. I know I'm going to bring in Purge, Chained, and Tear Asunders. And let's look what I'm going to cut on. According to the sideboard guide, I'm going to cut 2 Bowmaster, 2 Stub, 1 Brawler. 1 Brawler, 2 Bowmaster, 2 Stub. You could cut all 3 Bowmasters. Sometimes one's fine. Like, I don't know, it just depends. Like, I could keep the 4th Brawler over the 2nd Bowmaster. I don't know. I like this, though. I like to keep 2 Stubs in, especially on the play. Stub can be good. And I like to hit Fable. Fable can be one of those, if they don't have the Scam, Fable can be very strong for them. So I like to have that 1 mana for 3 exchange. Okay, I'm going to mulligan this hand. This hand's fine. Keep. Bottom. Coddle? Ragavan's a little awkward against them. I think we're bottom Ragavan. Obviously, we'd like to have fetch land, then we would have led with a Ragavan, but you can always get what you want. Don't know what he takes here. Carbon Flames, maybe? Okay. We're just going to jam a Brawler. Again, hopefully my opponent does not have very many bolts in his deck, but what we got, the 2-drop we got right now, so. See if I will get to untap with him. Looking like he's going to play Blood Moon turn 2, probably take Stub. Nope, takes a Brawler. And Fury. Yeah, I mean, this is just tough. Like, I mean, he did the thing. He did the thing, and now it's going to be really hard to race, of course. And he could also still jam Blood Moon next turn. Okay, that helps, I guess. We just have to go for it. The race is on. Again, hard to, but I can at least chump with Nacatl next turn. If he jams Blood Moon. No world where I'm trading. Go to 9. Go to 1, dead to Bowmaster, so I think we should play Nacatl. We are going to chump here. Yeah, that's good. That's very good, actually. First, let's attack. At 5. So we could play Nacatl. I think we're just gonna get a forest. Play Nacatl. He's gonna know my hand perfectly, but I think that's the safest play here. He hasn't had Bowmaster yet. He hasn't had removal spell yet. There's the removal spell. There's Bowmaster. Okay. Not going to do it. Although, actually, if he attacks the Fury, I think I win. See if he realizes it. Oh. Ugh, that's rough. So we have to block the Fury. Man, I just feel like he's had it all this game. Like, what am I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. Need a burn spell off the top. Ragavan would also do it. Tear Asunder does not do it. GG's. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is another one where I'm like, again, I think maybe the only thing I could have done differently last game was play. Yeah, like I get opponent to 1. I don't have an out right now. I can't Tear Asunder anything. If I Tear Asunder his land or his treasure token, he can still dash the Ragavan. Block Fury. Yeah, it just happened to be like that 1 point of life made the difference. Is I block Fury. He still dashes Monkey. Maybe I could have not said GG and I could have gotten him if he like thought seized me first. But yeah, I didn't have a way to stop that. Yeah, again another. I just don't know. I just don't know what I could have done differently. I was dead to. Right, I don't have any artifacts or enchantments I could exile. I have Stub plus Tear Asunder, but I don't have a 4th land to get rid of the Fury. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I mean, again. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch. Maybe there were some better lines, but I think I just played it as well as I could. And I needed to top deck a burn spell or a removal binding, something like that, or Bowmaster would have won it. So I had a lot of outs there to draw. Even another creature could have been a blocker, and I could have held on by blocking the Fury and blocking the Ragavan. Yeah. So really the only decision point I had was that game 1 where I decided to dash the Ragavan instead of holding it back to block Ragavan. But I don't know. I think like I attack for 4, I play Ragavan, he attacks for 3, but I think he was still winning that race. So I don't know. I think I had to kind of risk it to dash to try to get a removal spell or something to deal with him, but maybe that wasn't the right play. But if I get, Fatal Push off his deck or something like that, that's, can win the game. Yeah, the Dothy was just the problem. Okay, well, yeah, very quick losses. I don't know. I guess I'll have to re-watch the video. Maybe I could have taken some different lines, but I kind of just feel like I got blown out both games to my opponent's draw, which wasn't necessarily particularly strong, but I don't think mine was either. So I guess it happens. I'll see you guys for round 3. Okay, I am back for round 3. Looks like I'll be on the play. Select my Jegantha. All right, so we've got no land, so let's mulligan that. 1 land, so let's mulligan that. Yep. Put back planes. All Flames or Bolt. Play. Maybe Tribal Flame, so we can potentially double spell turn 2. I'll play my land first. We're just going to go Breeding Pool, turn 1. Turn 2, we'll probably play Sacred Foundry, depending on what my opponent plays. If there's something that's boltable, then we can do that. Have options. My opponent, like he might be playing a Dimir control build. Awkward because I can't double spell. I don't think there's gonna be something worth bolting, so I think I'm better off just playing Nacatl and playing a 3/3 Nacatl, then set up for a turn 3 stub. I'm guessing my opponent, let's see if he Fatal Pushes here. He does not. Fatal Pushes now. Not. So let's just jam Nacatl. Keep the pressure on. Again, he could be on another list, but I think maybe Dimir control when I see Polluted Delta. Looks like that. We know he doesn't have Fatal Push or a 1-mana removal spell. He could have Bowmaster and be hoping to like trade with one of the Nacatls. A lot of cards in hand. Wow. Don't see that one very often. Okay, I think we just want to attack here. Luckily, we drew Bowmaster, so we can just hold everything up. We need to. He just has Fatal Push now, and he just didn't want to get it stubbed. I think I'm happy to Bowmaster this. I could bolt it. It's just too good to pass up here. Once at 10. You could have argued to not play Bowmaster, but I think he's just too good to pass up. I'll use my mana. Obviously, I could have held up Stub. Maybe he plays a 3-drop, but I don't know what 3-drop he's going to play. I guess we'll see if I get punished here. Yeah, okay. So attack with everything. And he could have his own Bowmaster. He could have all sorts of things, but we'll do this. He might be just trying to hold on for a ring. All right, we're just going to do this then. All right. So it looks like he's just on blue-black control. Let's probably bring in the Flusters here. Rest in Peace could be good. He's got Snapcaster. He probably has Murktide. I think that's it. Could have Ring. Let's see if we can find a recent list of what he's on. So Murktide, 4 rings. Can't really hit anything else besides. So this is kind of a question of like, yeah, 1 Snapcaster, 2 Murktides. But he does have Drown the Lock. Like, is it worth? He is playing 1 ring, so it's like, do I want to play Fluster or do I want to play? Like, do I want Rest in Peace for Murktide? Be kind of dead if he doesn't have it. Like, do I want Tear Asunder? Do I want Reprieve? Because he's got like all these big, 4 mana spells. Maybe I want Reprieve over Fluster. Let's just maybe go without Fluster at all. Bowmaster, he's got Shieldred and everything. Maybe Rest in Peace is bad. Maybe 1 Rest in Peace. Really no. On the draw, like 1 less, 2 less Ragavan. Trouble Flames can be hard to resolve. Let's try something like this. You could argue maybe not to have Bolt. You could also argue that maybe Rest in Peace is just bad, but it does turn off Murktide. It's got other win conditions though. Maybe we just don't do Rest in Peace. Let's do a Fluster stub. Let's try this out. We'll see. We could just get like outvalued. It's kind of hard to, not a matchup I see every day. Oh yeah, Electric Hand. So we know he's probably got discard spells, but I don't think I can keep this. I need something with pressure. Okay, looks like we're keeping this. Put back this guy, and let's put back guy in case I draw 1 drop. Maybe Reprieve's not good in this matchup. Basic Island go. Interesting. Just hold up Counterspell here. I think we're just going to jam a Scion here. He has Counterspell, good deal. I think it's correct to, I don't think it's correct to wait and he just does nothing and I do nothing. And, I don't look so smart, so I think I have to do this. This is just in case he has Fatal Push. I can just get it countered. Sure. Yeah, and I think I just do that and I just keep jamming. Archmage's Charm, probably. We have Tear Asunder for ring, so that's good. Sure. 4 cards in hand. Again, he'll be able to resolve ring, but I can potentially Tear Asunder it. He has nothing. Fortunately, I have nothing. Land. Yeah, we got Binding, so might as well jam. Again, showing that he doesn't have ring or Shieldred. Snapcaster, Flashback, Counterspell maybe? Subtlety. Okay. Pop it. Could bolt the Subtlety now. It's bad exactly into ring, but it also means I resolve it and I don't take any damage. Second Subtlety. Second Subtlety. Okay. Snapcaster Bolt. I think we'll just bind Snapcaster if he tries to attack with it. You could argue, you know, I should just ignore Snapcaster, but he's not showing he has any payoff. And I still have Tear Asunder if he goes Ring. Keep having the same Nacatl. Snapcaster again. Okay, nope. Go battle here. Would like more than 2 lands, though. Really hard to do anything. That's fine. Fatal Push. Ouch. No cards in hand. Creature? Nope. Okay. Might be in trouble here. 1 card in hand. Unlikely to be a creature, ring, anything like that. Just be another Snapcaster. He's waiting to like flashback Archmage's Charm. Being stuck on 2 lands, just brutal. Okay. Probably bind a Bowmaster. It's not amazing, but slows down his clock. I'll take the 1 damage though. Do it in case he plays Ring. Okay. Gonna reprieve that. I don't think that gets me anywhere though. You have Counterspell. Okay. I would like something. It's turn 9. I have 2 lands, so hard to win with that. Not that I have much to play, but I can't even grab Jegantha at this point. Okay, Steam Vents does not help me at all. It looks like we're just going to lose this game. Maybe I didn't need Reprieve, but I feel like he's playing... he's most likely playing Ring and Shieldred, so... Oh, we get utility out of this. Maybe I should have just cycled it last turn, but I think Binding was probably a better play than that. 3 cards in hand, none of them do anything. Yep. Okay. Maybe Reprieve's not the right choice, or maybe Tear Asunder's not the right choice. Just really narrow. If he doesn't have exactly Ring, not good. So I think let's cut the Tear Asunders. And maybe, I don't know, do I want recipes? Doesn't look like he has Murktide. Could be wrong. Just like drew really poorly or something. Like, yeah. Okay, let's... I think I like Reprieve. Like 1 Fluster, 1 Reprieve is probably fine. I think Tear Asunder, maybe too narrow. So... put Ragavan's back in. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that. Again, you could argue for different things, but this is not a super common matchup, so I have it in my sideboard guide, I think, but and don't have Veil, so nope, 1 lander. This hand I have to keep, but it's not very good. Put back Breeding Pool. If I can get it if I need to stub something on turn 1, like a Thoughtseize. Jam Scion here. Again, he might have Subtlety. I'll live with it. A lot of Scions. We know no Thoughtseize, or he was just scared of Veil. Stub. Yeah, Subtlety. I'll bottom it if he does. I have another 1 in hand. I mean, he does if he's taking this long. Or maybe not. He doesn't have an... This card's very good against blue-black decks. He could have Shieldred's Edict. That's like kind of the 1 card he could have to get him out of here. Out of this. But then I'll resolve another Scion and hold up Stub, so he has a hard time dealing with this card usually. And now he's going to have a really hard time because he's going to let me untap. Sure. Back with Scion. Again, I don't know how he's going to deal with these, but be wrong. Your plan? Sure. You turn clock right now. That's not going to do it. Do I care about this? I don't think I do. He's going to try to find ring, and I just stub ring and I win. Could have no Beseiju. I just am happy to crack this. Get green-blue. There's nothing he could have right now. This exactly Shieldred would be annoying. Back for 8. I mean, Shieldred's not that big a deal, actually. It needs to be exactly 1 ring. That's 7. The Brawler. Doesn't have Verdict. He could have Damnation, but I can stub that. Yeah, and we just can't let him. He goes Damnation. GG. Okay. So there you go. I think this is an example of like how strong Scion of Draco is against these blue-black decks. They have such a hard time dealing with it. Basically, the only card they have that can kill it is Shieldred's Edict. And for whatever reason, he didn't have it in hand. And there we go. Obviously, he could have gone Damnation. He probably was looking for Ring, Damnation, something like that. I would have stubbed it. It would have been game over anyway. But like, I think just 2 Scions in a row. I was expecting him to Subtlety one of them or something like that. But Scion's just so strong against these decks because they rely on Fatal Push, on Drown in the Lock, on things like that, and they just don't do anything to Scion. So I think we, yeah, that was just a good hand for what my opponent had, which was like not much. Apparently, I thought he would at least try to counter one of the Scions, and he didn't do that. So again, I don't know what he kept. Maybe he was short on the land, and he had like Ring or something. Even Shieldred wouldn't help him that much here, because I just fly over the top still. So he needs exactly Subtlety to chump, or Ring, or something like that. And that's why I held up the Stubby D, because I know he's either going to play Damnation is what gets him out of this, or 1 Ring is what gets him out of this. And he had neither of those, so here we are. I just had to save, or Shieldred's Edict, obviously, to kill one of the Scions, so I just had to save stub for that. So pretty fast games today. So now we are up to 2-1, and I'll see you guys for round 4. Okay, I am back for round 4. Okay, my opponent doesn't, so I'm going to mulligan the Sans 1 laner. My opponent doesn't have a lot of results. He could be on Merfolk, he could be on some other stuff, Jund, so I think we'll keep this for sure. Rid of Tribal Flames. You could argue to get rid of Monkey, but we don't have a lot of threats. So, let's try this out. Binding is more versatile, which is why I like it. And also this allows me to potentially, depending on the matchup, to go turn 1 Monkey and then turn 2 Bolt or Binding. Overgrown Tomb. Apps for Hierarch. Interesting. Probably Yawgmoth, but you don't see Hierarch very often anymore. How greedy do I want to be? This gives me the option to potentially go Bowmaster next turn. So I think I'm going to just go with Bolt the Bird and figure it out. Potentially Jam Bowmaster next turn. But I just think I either Bolt, I think I just do this. And I don't know the matchup. I don't even know who plays. I guess maybe Yawgmoth still plays it, but I thought most of it got replaced with Halfling. Okay, so it's just Yawgmoth. There's the halfling. Tough spot. You know, it's just one of those where I just wish I was on the play. Like, maybe we just jam Kavu here. I think we need to save the binding probably for Yawgmoth himself. If he just goes turn 3, Grist and sack something, then it is what it is, and I just live with it. I think I just need to get a big threat down. I have a lot of cards in hand. Hopefully we can draw another land. Yes, Grist. Grist, sack, something. So you got Yawg. Yawg I could bind. End of the world. Looks like Grist. Yawg. Or Shieldred. Yawg. Rethinking is tapping. Yep. So we need to get blue, so we'll probably get red-blue. Bind Yawgmoth. I guess the question is, do I bind Yawgmoth now or later? Probably bind now and then just play Scion. Bind now. I don't know why he tapped like he did. On Yawgmoth. Okay. Play Scion. Get first strike trample. I don't like my hand. Exile. Hierarch. Must have a second Yawgmoth, I guess, if he's doing this. At 13. Yeah, it's Grist. I don't know. He would have played Grist last turn, I feel like, if he had it. See? Bowmaster could be good into Yawgmoth because he tries to draw cards and I can ping him a bunch. Three cards in hand. Assuming a second Yawg, if he, I don't know, he was maybe F6 through that turn. I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to draw more cards. That leads me to believe he has second Yawgmoth. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a chord for second one, I guess. There's the Grist. What does he hit, though? Curious 2-mana pass. I think I'm happy to ping Grist. I guess Dashing Monkey doesn't accomplish a whole lot here. Like, do I care about Grist really at all? Because, like, if I Dash Monkey, he probably just blocks with Wall of Roots. He could have Endurance in hand. Would trade with Monkey. Could have Scion. Could have a lot of things. I think I don't know, it's kind of a waste, I guess, to dash. I could just hard cast it, but let's give it a shot. Go dashy dashy. I think we're gonna attack all player. Right, because we could. I can't kill both, so I think I just do this. That's fine. I think I'd rather kill Grist than Wall Roots. Again, maybe it wasn't the best value to do that. And then I think we can upkeep Ping Grist. So we can't start making more things. He has Beseju on Binding. Oh. The 9. No Bowmaster in sight. Maybe it was right to just kill the Wall of Roots, not care about Grist. Like if he has another Grist, I guess I'm not in amazing shape. I'm not sure. Like I could have basically wiped his whole board. And maybe that was more value than doing 4 damage. But maybe. Yeah, maybe that was the better play. Yeah, I mean, he's still dead, like, soon. He can sack 1 creature, kill my Bowmaster, take 1. Like, he's not in great shape. Unless he literally... Maybe if he has an Undying spell? Dash Monkey. Then we just attack Orc Army token and Scion. I want to attack with Bowmaster if I can avoid it. Wonder, could I have dashed there? I guess I maybe should have just dashed too. Did I have lethal? Did I miss it? Or blocks there and there. I mean, he could block both. That's fine. So he gets Yawgmoth. What's he gonna try to do here? That's fine. He'll grow the token. He'll grow the token. If I bolt the Yawgmoth now, that doesn't really accomplish anything. I wonder, yeah, I guess I could have dashed Monkey. He would have just killed Monkey instead. 6. Now he's just dead. All right, we got there. Again, I think I probably could have dashed Monkey there too. Like there wasn't really much downside to that. I guess I get blown out by like I don't even know I don't think he had any cards in hand. He had 1. But with the mana I had, maybe it made sense just to dash Monkey too. It probably did. All right, Yawgmoth. So let's look at the sideboard guide here. I like to cut on Stubbs, not great in this matchup, and then I cut on the Ragavans because of Bowmaster. Not only Bowmaster, but also like Yawgmoth really walls Ragavan, and I'm on the draw too, so think we like doing this. And we do like Purge in this matchup. And I also like Rest in Peace. Let me see what else I bring in. Got 2 stub. I like Reprieve in this matchup. See what else is on my list. Yawg. Got 2 stub, 4 Ragavan, 4 2 chained, 1 Reprieve, 1 Purge, 2 Rest in Peace. This says to bring in chained. I don't know that I love that. Let me think of... The problem is he brings in like Force of Vigor and stuff, so it makes it better. I suppose answering Yawgmoth is pretty good, though. I guess my sideboard guide does say to bring in chained. I'm on the draw, so maybe it's just good to like chain a... Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it out. Chain is early creature. I'm less certain about that one. I guess I haven't played the matchup in a while, so I'm not exactly remembering what I usually bring in. Well, that's what's on my sideboard guide is chained, so I think that's what we'll do, but we got the old one-lander. Let's go ahead and mulligan this. Mulligan this. This is much better. Keep. Brawler can be better than Kavu sometimes, but I think we'll put back Brawler here. I think I want Tribal Flames to kill Yawgmoth. So, try this out. Yeah. Sort of a 1-drop here, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think it's likely that we jam Rest in Peace on turn 2. I think it's likely that we're going to have to play a threat first, and then maybe Rest in Peace, like disrupt his combo or something like that. But it's going to depend on what my opponent does. My opponent has 7 in hand. See if he just has... Okay, so we know he has no halfling. It's also a weird choice of lands. Interesting. So, okay. It's also kind of interesting too, I guess. Oh. So, what would he keep that he wouldn't have a turn 1 play? So maybe a Wall of Roots? Hakanuma plus Twilight Mire. So it's unlikely he has another land in hand. There's this Wall of Roots. Let's see if he goes Young Wolf. There's Halfling. Okay. Second Rest in Peace, very strong. I think we're just going to jam Kavu here. I don't want to jam Rest in Peace. He doesn't even have any Undying creatures. And if he goes Grist, he goes Grist. And he has to sack one of his creatures, so I eat it. I think I want to play Kavu because I think he plays Beseju. So that's my reasoning for playing Kavu, not Scion. Also plays Force of Vigor. So we want to try to avoid the Force of Vigor blowout on my 1 threat. Rest in Pieces aren't looking great right now, but they might come down like turn 4. Be impactful, maybe. And it's like it kind of does shut off his combo, makes his life a lot more annoying. Of course, he can still like get out of them. But right now, he doesn't have any Undying creatures. Also, it's really weird mana base. In fact, he can't cast a ton of stuff. I guess with Halfling, he can. Another Wall of Roots. So he's probably going to cord for something here. This is overall fine. I'm going to probably just jam Scion next, assuming he doesn't like play something else here. Expecting him to cord for Yawg. If I care that much about that. He still doesn't have Undying creatures, so I don't know that I do. Also Tribal Flames the Yawg if he just plays it now. There's his Undying creature. Attack. Loot away a Rest in Peace. Try to find a land. So I'm at risk of him going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to cord for Yawgmoth. Do I care about that right now? Like, what's he possibly... Maybe he just chumps with Young Wolf. Yeah, so we know he's going to cord for Yawg. But allow him to chump with something. Maybe he doesn't need to chump. I'm trying to think if what could happen Like, he can put some counters on my Kavu and then try to block it. Or do I just Tribal Flames his Yawgmoth in response? I think we're going to attack first. Loot away, rest in peace. I think that's his correct play to loot it away. We have 2 rest in peace anyway. Maybe as Bowmaster? I don't know. That'd be fun. Going really wide this game. Okay, no Bowmaster. If you chumps here, maybe with Yawgmoth. I think here we're happy to just play Nacatl. Maybe I should learn Rest in Peace first. Now you can shrink some of my creatures. I probably should have. Okay, does nothing. I don't know what his plan is. He's at 15. He's close to dying next turn. Waited now. Why wouldn't he? Okay, sure. Gonna try to go really wide and race me. It's not gonna work that well because I have Scion in hand. Wrist. Oh, Yawgmoth. Yep. Land. One card in hand. He could chord for maybe a Haywire Might and then win that way. I think we'll just play it safe here. Gonna start having to sack creatures. You could have argued to, like, maybe I attack and then try to Tribal Flame's face. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, dude. Just drink it. Trade your whole board for it. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't the strongest play. I don't know. I kind of feel fine about it, though. Like, he draws a bunch of cards. His life total goes really low. I mean, he was going to draw cards no matter what, right? And the risk was if he courted for a way to deal with Rest in Peace, then I would have just died to this combo. He could have gotten another Undying creature in hand or something. I think I had to deal with this now. Obviously, he can draw another Yawgmoth or something. I mean, you gonna trade with my creatures? Sure. I like my hand. Yeah, that's not correct, man. I'm supposed to try to find a 4th land, but I'm just playing another Nacatl. Again, if he wants to trade whatever he wants to trade, go for it. Okay. A Rest in Peace wasn't good there, but I don't know. I risk of dying without it. Blooming Marsh tapped. That's very good. First attack with everything again. He can cord for whatever he wants. Force of Vigor would be really bad here, but he has it, he has it. Okay. Could have Tribal Flames, Wall of Roots before, but I don't think that's correct. I just wait on this. He plays another Yawgmoth, I just kill it. Land tapped, sure. Loot away that. If he has another removal spell, he does not. Their Bowmaster is fine. So let's see if I get punished for not getting second red source. Like if I draw a bolt here, it'd be pretty annoying. But I don't know. I think my life total was getting low in this matchup. It looked like he was going to try to go for the fair, like wide beatdown plan. Good for me. Sure. Again, Force of Vigor would be annoying, but I'll live. Get draw a card here because his hand does nothing. Even if he plays a Yawgmoth, I don't think it's enough at this point. And he's probably got lands in hand. Maybe he's got Endurance, like that could slow him down for a turn. I think I'm fine with the lines I took. I think I just want to deal with Yawgmoth. And like I played Rest in Peace when I did, but I was just worried. Like he had so many creatures on board that there's a world where he just like chords and I just lose to Yawgmoth combo. So I wanted to try to play conservatively and not have that happen. Why I played Rest in Peace. It just makes it much harder for his deck to win. Not impossible, sure. They can win through hate. They have Haywire Might. They have Force of Vigor, maybe, you know, ways to destroy Rest in Peace. But it just makes it harder. Now my opponent is really in the tank. Okay, let's see what they got. Wrist. 4. 5. Board for 3. Probably Grist. sack Yawgmoth to Scion, and then still be dead because of what I have in hand. Yep. I just Tribal Flames now. Is that slow rolling it? He could have Force of Vigor, which would be a reason to... I guess we just go for it. Loot away this bolt. Actually, let's not loot away the bolt. We'll just keep the bolt for next turn. All right, there we go. We got there against Yawgmoth. I think I played it fine. Almost got punished by drawing the bolt. Like, it could have gone differently, but, you know, it definitely wasn't the... I think it was fortunate my opponent's draw didn't seem amazing. I mean, he looks like he flooded out a bit, but also, like, he just kind of went really wide, but then I killed Yawgmoth, and he drew some cards, but he couldn't really do anything from there. And I even had that second Tribal Flames to answer a second Yawgmoth, if that's what I'd come to. But Rest in Peace does disrupt his combo quite a bit. So I think it's worth it in these matchups, because it just makes it hard for his deck to win. But we ended up getting there, so a 3-1. We had that loss to Scam. Again, I'd have to go back and watch the games. I think maybe there was just the only decision point where I was kind of uncertain about was when I decided to dash Ragavan and attack with Scion, when maybe it was smarter to just play Ragavan, put Jegantha to hand, and then, you know, something like that. But I'd have to rewatch that. But anyway, overall, I think it went pretty well. Check out the deck list. Again, I like the deck list. I was less sure about Chain of the Rocks against Yawgmoth, but that's what's in my sideboard guide. But, you know, it did come up, so, you know, I think it's fine. He does have Exile. It's nice to have that 1-mana Exile effect for those, like, early annoying, like, Wall Roots. You know, there's Undying Creatures, things like that. So I think that's what makes it worth it in my mind. But overall, I think the list felt great. We saw Bowmaster shine against the Beanstalk deck, which is exactly why you have it in here. And we got to see a little bit of kind of different matchups and how I play it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of content. You can subscribe. You can check out, if you want my free sideboard guide, you can check it out in the description below. It's also available on my Twitter. And yeah, this is the 75 I like playing right now. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.